Assalamu alaikum. This is going to be a quick video about setting up Anki and generally about making your first cards and how to basically understand the algorithm of Anki and how to set up the settings that would ensure that you have the most efficient way of studying Anki. The problem with Anki is that the default settings are not very good, and Anki is a little complicated in that the way that you make cards and also the code of writing those cards is difficult. So I went through that process and I have been learning Anki for more than a year now. And I would share the settings that I have kept that I think are the most optimal based on some of YouTube videos and people that have been learning Arabic through Anki and memorizing vocabulary through that. So Anki is basically a flashcard app which is that you have for example, you have a physical flashcard where you have a meaning, a word on the front side, and you have the meaning of the word on the back side of that card, and you tend to memorize the word in that way. And this is how it has been done before all these digital softwares have come up. Um, the advantage of Anki is that its algorithm is very good. You have these intervals where it shows you a card after every day or every other day, depending on what you have set it up. So it helps you in retaining the word in a more efficient way, and it helps you even put pictures and everything. So without talking about it much and actually doing it, I'm going to first show you how and where to download Anki and some of the problems that are associated with that. So this is basically what you write in your Google search. So you write download Anki or Anki download, and you click the first website, and this is what pops up. This is the website, and the problem with Anki is that it is available in Windows and for Windows, and it is available for Mac, but it is not available for the mobile, the Samsung or any other non-Apple phones. They only have third parties for that. For the iPhone, for Apple phones, you have the same app that you have for the desktop or the Mac, but you have to buy it. So it's free for Windows and Mac, the official app, which is this one. It's free for Windows and Mac, but it's not free for the iPhone. And it's not available, this specific app, for non-iPhone phones. So that is one thing, and you will only find third-party apps. So I would just recommend, and I would generally recommend that you only study Anki on a desktop or if you have a laptop. And if you have a phone and you can buy the app, you should buy the app from the App Store so that you can learn Anki on the go, and do not necessarily have to have it on your phone, on your laptop all the time. So you just download uh, whatever software, whatever system that you're using. You can download it from Windows for here, and you can download for the Mac from here. And that's pretty much it. Once you download it, you come to something of an app that looks something like this. Now, my app is heavily modified. Um, in that I have a lot of decks right now, and I have this heat map which shows your progress. And my daily average is showing I study 92 cards every day, on average, and I have learned in the past year 91% of the days, and I've left these days. My longest streak has been 119 days, and the current streak is 6 days. So I have been not very vigilant about it, but that's pretty much it. This is the thing that would pop up. There would be no decks here. So the first thing that you would need to do, and which is the complicated part, is setting up Anki and setting up the settings and making you have to make the the fields for a card for eventually to be able to use that card. Matlab, you have to have, for example, show on your card that you have a word, and then you probably have a sentence, an example sentence. So you have to make the fields for that. So we're going to do that. But first, let us just set up the settings quickly, which is when once you click on this sort of wheel, uh, in front of your deck. I'm not sure what it shows uh, with the person that does not have any of the decks. What is it showing for you?
It's the same wheel.
It's showing up. Okay. So you click this wheel and then you open the options. And once you open the options, this is basically all that Anki is. This is the settings of how to study the cards. Um, oh, wait a second. Yeah, okay. So this is basically the settings where you define the way that you're going to learn Anki. So this is not related to making cards, but this is how you're going to study cards and what routine you're going to set up. So basically, first we have the daily limits. So this is basically how many new cards are you going to study per day. So I currently have it at 20, but when I started Anki, I had it at 10. So it generally depends on how much you can take on. So when you start an Anki, you probably do not have a lot of cards unless you are using pre-made decks, which are available on the Anki community web pages. But if you're making your own decks and your own cards and sentence cards, you have to, you would not have a lot of words. So I would generally recommend that you set it to 10, the new cards every day. Then there's a max reviews per day, which is basically the cards that from the previous day that you have to review in your current interval. So basically, interval is or the learning step, basically, which is that how many times or after how many days is your gonna show up again. So I currently have a set, and everybody suggests that you set it at 999, which is basically the maximum amount of reviews. You just do the maximum amount of reviews every single day because reviews are very important. You have to move ahead and you have to graduate the cards. So just set it at 999 and I will explain what reviews are basically. So when you come to the new cards box here, we come there's something called learning steps, and this is basically the routine um, through which or the process through which your cards would eventually graduate, and Anki would tell you that you have learned this card now. So my learning step right now is 1 hour, which is basically I'm going to study it on Monday, for example. So that is my first step. I study the card at 1. Okay. And at 12 for the 1 p.m., I studied a card on Monday. And then the card is going to show up after 1 day in my interval, which is it's going to show up on Tuesday after a new day for me on Anki starts at 4 a.m. So after 4 a.m., it's going to show me the card again, which is my review basically. That is what my review is. That is the previous card that I did the last day. So it's going to show me this review card, the card that I did on Monday, but it's also going to show me the 10 new cards every single day. So if I have so many cards, it's going to show me 10 new cards on whichever deck, and then it's going to show me all the reviews that I have to do from that deck or any other decks that I've made. So after that, it's going to move to 3 days, which is according to my interval. And then if I get it right, then it's going to move to 9 days, and then it's going to move to 15 days. So if I fail, for example, at 9 days, it's going to go back at 3 days. And then if I fail it again, it's going to go back to 1 day, and it's going to just roam around this until I graduated at 15 days. And it's going to go to a 30-day interval, which after 15 days, it's going to show up at the 30th day. When I complete it at the 30th day and I get it correct, it's going to graduate. Anki is going to basically tell me that you have memorized this card. So these are my settings, and I think these are the most optimal settings. You can remove this ninth day. It totally depends on you. It is getting a little overwhelming for me because I have a lot of cards. Because I am also using pre-made decks, which are which have almost 11,000 cards right now. So it's a lot. It's quite overwhelming for me, and but I guess you can just use these in learning steps: 1 day, 1 hour, 1 day, 3 day, 9 day, and 15 day. Just write it like this, and then just write 30 like this, and then easy interval. You can write it 30 again, which is basically it's not going to take you back to 1 hour. मतलब it's not going to take you fully back. तो आपको 30 days मतलब it's going to keep you at 30 days basically. So not to destroy all of your intervals steps. it's gonna go back to 25 क्यों? It's gonna go back to 15 basically. Our insertion order just selected at random. This is what they've told. This is the most optimal. Some of these things I do not also understand because they're very complex, and people are actually having have research papers on this basically. So it's quite complicated. And I never got into this in detail. I just copied it, but I tried to understand what I could. उसके बाद है आपके lapses. So basically, lapses is that after the after the 30th day, when Anki tells you that you have learned a card, it's gonna, throw the card somewhere in the future. For example, after 1 month, okay, it's gonna show you a card after 1 month, and then for example after 2 months, and then after for example 3 months. Some of my cards right now have some of my cards. Hello, you cannot hear me. Hello. Hello. So some of my cards are currently set. Some of my cards are currently set for 1 year, but they're going to show up after 1 year. So basically, the relearning step is that after the 30th day, if you fail that card in that, when it shows up in the future after 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, it's gonna come back to um, 15 days. It's not gonna go back to one day and jump and go back to 1 day. No, it's going to come back to 15 days. And you can change this according to your own. You can also set it to 30 or 25, whatever you desire. But I find these are the most optimal. You set it to 15. I set it to 15 after, if I, for example, after graduating, after the 30th day, if I get it wrong on the 60th day, for example, it's going to take me back to 15 days. And then if I get it wrong again, it's going to take me back to 3 days. And then again, it's going to take me back to 30 days. So this is basically this relearning step. So you can just copy it again. Minimum interval is 30, which I'm not sure exactly what it is, but just trust me on this. I watched a PhD scholar's settings, and this is what he was suggesting. And leash threshold is something that is similarly. Oh, you don't have to worry about this. I just recalled. Aसल में the problem with Anki is that it has these buttons which are the easy, the good, the hard, and the pass button, for example. I don't know the last button, but it has four buttons on the default settings. But um, some of the community members, they have this add-on wherein you remove all of those buttons and only keep two, which is the pass and the fail button. So what happens is that you just let go of that confusion, or and that these intervals and all of these things, these threshold, they just they don't have to do anything with you, because Anki has a problem that when you press the hard button, for example, you're not getting the hard, so you not remembering the card, the word, you just press hard, and that it's very hard for me to recall it. But the problem is that when you press that hard button, Anki's internal settings change on its own, and it pushes the card very far away, and it does not come up again soon. So they just remove these buttons, and I have that add-on on, and I will tell you how to download it and add it to Anki. But we would just do that. So just copy all of these settings, just 30 and leech threshold 4 and leech action tag only, and then you display order deck card type mixed with reviews. And this is basically that you have your review cards and your new cards mixed up, so you do not develop any connection to the patterns, such that this word is going to come up this, and then you at this time, so you recall it in that way. So when it's mixed, when it's random, you do not associate the meaning of that word that you need to memorize with the pattern or the order or the sequence of the word in the way that it comes up. So you just do it that mix with reviews, due date, then random, and then timer. This is basically an add-on, which it might not be showing up for you. Like, if it is, it's just 60, and then show answer timer. And then you have basically all of these are turned off for me, the burying and the audio. you can click the audio. If you make the audio cards, you can automatically play the audio. It's currently off for me. I turned it off because I did not like to hear my voice on the cards. Um, so I turned it off. And if I want to hear a card, I just press the, audio button, and it pronounces it for me the way that I've recorded it. Then you have the add-ons, speed focus mode, and this is an add-on. It would not show up for you. Uske baad you have the last thing that you have is the advanced tab. You just copy this. I'm not, this has to do with the buttons, and I removed those buttons. So just, copy these and just don't worry about it. So these are the most optimal settings according to me for Anki. I think the most important is the learning step. Um, but I found this particularly for Arabic very useful. You can change it if it gets overwhelming. You can remove the ninth day, or you can, even add a more day after 15. If you realize that, I am not able to memorize the word even at the 15th day, I'm having a hard time. I need to, show it up. I need to have it show it up once more. So you can also, set, for example, 25-day step that's going to show up after 25 days, and then it's going to move to the graduation interval, which is 30 days. After 5 days it would graduate you, so it's your choice, but I do find these the most optimal. So this is pretty much about Anki's settings. There's some it Now we can move on to making cards. Basically, I would suggest that you just create a deck, for example, just to uh, for for setting it up, just as an example. So just write anything. uh, this is your deck. This is how you make a deck. So basically this is how you've made a deck. Now this deck would automatically have your settings that you set up. You can choose the if you whether you want the setting for a specific desk or all of the desks. So currently it's for all of my desks, so it's a default and used by 23 decks. And I can also have a specific settings for a specific deck, but it's currently for all of them, which is the default settings for everyone. So this is my settings, and when I click on it, it shows me that I have no cards right now. So I can add a card from this option here, right here. I can add a card, or I can also rename it यहाँ से, from here. Or when I add a card, it shows me this. This is basically the when I click on make a card, or add a card to the deck that I've made, which was Sky. This is what shows up. So this is what type is the type of card that I have made, basically, where I'm going to write my words. So this is the type of card that I've made, and I can also change the type here, which I would show how to make a note type. A note type is basically the type of card that you've made. Note is basically the type of card that you've made. And I've right now I have chosen Arabic verbs plus sentence card. And this specific card would have the options or the fields for verbs and a sentence. So, and deck is basically the deck that I've chosen where I want to add that card. Right now it's Sky. I can also choose it for Ibn Kasir or any of that. So this is basically my field. These are my fields. It shows word. It's on the right side because I've turned it because it's an Arabic card. So it has from right to left. So this is it's you copy your word here or you type it in, and then it has the conjugations, which I basically write. Which I basically write. It's gonna my screen is gonna stop, but I'm just gonna show you. For example, this is the word. Um, Here it shows up. This is my word, and then I choose the conjugations. So this is what it shows up. The conjugation. I can write the conjugations like this. This is I usually write my conjugations, and then I write them to the master, and then the ism file, ism maf'ul, and all of that. Then I have the meaning of the word, which goes at the back of the card. Now, how is that going to go at the back of the card? That is how what you do in the note type and how you set up your card, which we're going to shortly look at. Then I have an example sentence. Currently, and since I've been using Anki, I only keep one example sentence. So this is where I write my sentence, or I just copy if I've written it somewhere else. And then I have an audio, which when you hover over it, you just click this audio button, and then it starts recording. And when you have done it, you save it. And then it starts recording. And when you have done it, it just shows up like that. So you can also add, now this is my sentence card. Now I also have a noun note type, card type. You can look at it right now. For example, now it shows the singular word, and then you have the first plural and the second plural, which is basically Arabic words, nouns have different types of plurals. For example, um, um, silah, aslihatun, and it has probably silahat or something like that. Basically, it has different plurals. So you can keep all of those one or two plurals, and then you have the meaning of that word, which goes at the back, and the sentence it goes in the on the front of the card, basically. And then you have the audio, and then you actually have the picture. Now, this is a new field which you can add from your computer, which is from this option, attach. And um, just select whichever you have picture and you add it. This, for example, a picture of the fleet, which is called Ustol in Arabic. So you just add it and it just shows up here. And then you click the add button, which is right here. You click it and then your card is made. So that's pretty much how my card looks like. Once it's set up, um, I would show how it looks like when you're studying it. But that's how my card looks like. I also have another one which is for basically the letters, which are the huruf. For example, in, no, not in, the waw or fa or Palama or some all of these letters that are jointers in a language. So I also have that letter because it was very hard for me to memorize letters and their meanings. So I just made a card type for that, and I used to write the letter and then the meaning and then the sentence for that and then the audio for that. That's pretty much it. Um, no, no, no. Yeah. So now, um, so this is pretty much it. Now you go how to make a card. So basically, you click on the tools and then you click on manage node types. So this is where you create the type of your card, which are called node types. So you click on it, and this is what shows up. Probably you don't have so many options. This is just showing up for me because I have a lot of cards that have different features. So it has made different types for that on its own. But just these three are my own. The rest of them, it made it on its own, recognizing the types of cards that I had. So these are the three that I made. You just add another node type, which is basically you click on add. Then it would ask you to add a node type. So would have a basic you would have a basic option basically somewhere here. Uh, do you have a basic option? Which is what is it showing right now when you click add? Does it show a basic option? Hello,
Yeah, it says basic 0 notes.
zero notes. Just click
It's just
that.
above the reversed card.
It's just what?
Yeah, this one, but yours says Arabic in brackets. Mine says 0 notes.
That's fine, but it just has to be basic. Okay. Just click on this and then click OK, and then you can name it. I have named it Arabic, that is why it was showing up. So I'm just gonna change it to tutorial. So that's how you make it node type, and then you click enter and it shows up. This is the node type, basic, tutorial, and zero nodes. It currently does not have a type of card that you made. Now what you do is that basically you add fields to this card. Yani, do you remember I was telling you that I have what we just saw right now? The word, the meaning, the sentence, the audio, or the picture. So this now we're gonna add the fields. So you make the fields first. Just hover over your basic note type, basic Arabic. No, no, which one was that? Basic tutorial. So you hover over it and then you click on fields. Okay, you click on fields, and then you have this, for example, front and back. this would show up, something like that. So what you have to do is you're gonna set up. I would just suggest that you rename your basic note type, basic tutorial which I've made. You just rename it from here, and then just write Arabic verbs plus sentence cards. Just write this sentence cards, which is the note type that I've made. Uh, I'm just writing tutorial to just make it distinct. So just make it like that without writing tutorial, of course, and then hover over it. Where is it? Here it is. And then you click the fields. Okay. So when you click on fields, these are the fields that were showing on my card, the place where I showed you where we were entering the words into the card. So these are the fields. These are the capacity that I was talking about. So you add a field here. You add I have already made a word field which is going to show up on the front of my card. So you just write a word, and then it would show up. Just don't write three. That I'm just writing it to make it distinct. So ये आपको पूछेगा, but just it's going to ask you this, but click on yes if it asks you. um, so basically make all of these fields with these names: words, conjugations, mana, Arabic sentence, and audio. So this is for the Arabic verb and sentence card. For the nouns, we would have to make another note type, and then for the letters, another note type. So basically, they are the umbrella. They are the umbrella from which the fields would follow. So this is the Arabic verb and sentence card. Just make all of these fields: word, conjugations, the meaning, and then the Arabic sentence and the audio. Just make sure that these are in this order. Why? Because in the fields, when you're going to enter the card, how does it know what's on the front? It would know what's on the front and the back when we're going to design the Arabic, when we're going to design the card. First, we need to make the fields. Um, so, are you following me so far? Have you made these fields? Hello? Hello? Have you made these?
Yep, you can. Yeah,
You have made these fields, okay? In this order.
yeah,
Okay,
yes.
that's pretty much it. Now you can also just select this reverse text direction for all of these except the audio one, because you're gonna be writing from right to left. So it would just make it easier for you to write in Arabic. So when you click on reverse text direction, is going to move you from right to left, which I was showing you. Uh, so that is it. Just do this for all of them. Just select this box, reverse text direction, for everyone except the audio one, and then just save it. So once you save it, it's gonna show up, or I don't know what it's gonna do, but let me just do it. Wait a second. All right, it's anything. Yes. Okay. Save. So yeah, it doesn't change anything, but that is how your card is designed now for the verb one. Okay. So your card is now designed for the verb one. It has the fields now. Now we have to uh, basically design the card. Now it has the fields. What needs to go on the front or what needs to go on the back. It has those materials, those tools, but now we're gonna set up which fields are gonna go on the front and which fields are gonna go on the back. So for that, we would hover over our note type, and then we would select cards. Now this would show up, something like this would show up, which is basically the design for your card. Now this is where Anki is difficult, because Anki has this weird code to do all of this. I basically copied it for someone who was learning Arabic through Anki, but I also had to eventually write this code for the distance between the cards. For example, if I remove this p, it's gonna end this distance between the word and the Arabic sentence. So basically, when you choose the front template, is it showing what is it showing when you choose the front template?
Mine says bracket, curly bracket, and then word, and then curly bracket, and then curly bracket.
Curly bracket, what does that mean? Curly bracket, what does that mean?
What? It's in the. Let me write it down either.
Just write it down. So basically, what you need to do is just, वो इसलिए आ रहा है क्योंकि because you don't have any code right now. Just copy this code which I'm sending you, and all of those watching, just, I would attach all of this either in the description of the video, or I'm gonna put it in my blog. I'm probably gonna write a blog, and I'm gonna just make the node types and the card types different, distinct, and then add their codes underneath that so it becomes clearer and easier. So I'm going to put all of these in the blog, the link of which would be in the description of my video. So just copy it and just add it, copy it and add it to the copy it and add it to your this field here. So I have sent you the code for the front of the card. Just copy it from the WhatsApp and then write it in this left box. It probably would show up what I've written. It will show up like how it is on my screen. Board. So basically, this is the code of the front of the card, and once you can just also what you can do is instead of waiting for me to write it on the blog or in the description of the YouTube video, you can just take a screenshot of this video and just copy the code from the screenshot that you've taken. You can actually do that, and then just put it in your this field right here. So this is basically in the Arabic and verb sentence card note type. This is the front that you've done basically. So this is for that specific note type for the verb and their example sentence card. That note type, you've only done its front. Now you're gonna do its back. So the reason why we made the fields was that you're gonna use those fields right here to design the card. So it's important to make the fields first, and it is also very important that you exactly write the fields, which is your code basically. For example, because you copied my fields and also my code, you cannot write for example W not capitalized because you've made a field with the W capitalized, uppercase W. So it's not going to show up. For example, when I write a lowercase w, it just my the front of my card goes away. It says there's a problem. It has to match with the field. So you write the bigger W, the uppercase W, and it shows up. So just be careful about that. Now this is the front of the card. Now this is the back of the card. Now you suddenly see that it's just showing the front of the card. But once you click the back template, it shows a line, which is also I've added through the code, and then it shows the back of the card, which is below the line. So if you do not put the code for the line, it's not even gonna properly distinguish which is the front and the back. When you study the card, it's obviously only going to show the front side, and when you click the show, it's going to show the below. But it's important to also get this line for your own ease. So this is the code for the back, and you can just copy it. I also copied it, and then changed it a little bit to give me more gaps in between these field this the conjugations, the meaning, and the audio. So just basically copy this, take a screenshot of this video, this place, and then just copy it, or just wait for me to add it to the blog. Um, I've just sent it to you in the wait a second. I sent it to you in the chat. Just, when it's done, just tell me when you've added it. Once it's done for you, just tell me that it's showing just like this. Hmm. Is it?
Yeah, give me a minute. 8 minutes.
Mhm.
And this can be a little overwhelming because, this Anki is a problem. It's a little bit problematic in this way that you have to write this code to be able to design your cards. In my understanding, I thought when I started set up Anki, I was thinking that, I would just have to write word here, sentence here. They would already be, fields made and would just have to write. I do not have to write this code, but it turns out, they've made this code. There's a reason for that. The reason is that, you can design the card whichever way you want. That is why they have put a code here. So unless you're a coder or you're, in software engineer, something like that, you're just going to copy it from someone else. And that's what I did. But, I eventually ended up learning some of this code and learning what this P does with the front slash. It adds the space and all of this. So that is pretty much it. So once it's done, just tell me that it's showing like this for you.
It's done.
It's done. Is it showing
It
just
is,
completely like
yes.
this? So now, Yani, this is your,
Yeah.
once you click on save, your basically your Arabic plus sentence card or the verb note type and card is made. Your design is made. Now, you have done creating the capacity and the fields to put in a word in that card type. So you just basically click on save and then you move ahead. Uh, I'm going to just click yes because I don't want to change my fields. Um, that is it. Now what you do is that you now you come back and do you have that deck? Is it showing? Is your deck showing? What is the name of your deck? I'm sorry, your voice is not clear.
Example deck.
Example deck. So now just click it and
It's called
add
example deck.
whatever it is. Yani, it's not necessary to have it a certain way. It's just an example deck. So just click it and then click the add button. Do you have something of the sort? Uh, hmm. Wait a second. Do you have something of the sort? Wait a second. Do you have
The
something of
screen
the
is
sort?
actually frozen, so I can't really.
Can you
Yeah.
see the screen now?
Anji, yes.
Uh, is something like this showing up for you? Word, conjugations, meaning. Have you selected? Now you need to select the
Yes, after I chose the
type.
type.
Yeah. Now you need to select the Arabic verb plus sentence card type. You can also name it whatever you want. You can just name it Arabic verbs. I just added sentence cards because I just want to make it distinct. I do not know what I was doing when I made Anki. That's pretty much it. You click the node type. If you once we also make the noun node type for the nouns, you can juggle in between which card which word you're entering, whether a verb or a noun. So you should select the field, the type, and then you've selected the verb type, and then you select the deck. Right now, it's just it's just the example deck, and then you would have something like this in front of you, which is word, and then which is word and conjugations, the meaning, the sentences, and the audio. So you basically now, after having set up Anki the way that I've told you, the intervals, the learning steps, the time, and all of that, you just, enter your um, words here and then just click add. And then you would, start adding words to your Anki basically. That is pretty much it for the Arabic verbs. Okay. So, that is it. What would happen after this is that, hmm, wait a second. After this, you basically would have you have an example deck. I have all of these decks. So basically, you can make more decks. For example, I click on a deck here. I click on I create a new deck. For example, you're starting Anki out and you've made the note type of Arabic verb and you have set the settings and you're now wanting to you're reading an Arabic book and you want to create its deck for its vocabulary. You just create a deck and whatever the book, for example, Qasas and Nabiyyin. Nabiyin. So you create that deck. Here it is. And then you just click on it. And then you basically just click on add. When you click on add, you have you have the note type here, Arabic verb. When you click on add, you have the note type uh, here, and then you just click on it, and then you would have, these all of these conjugations, the verb and the meaning. So whichever deck you use, um, whichever deck that you create or use, you basically just follow this pattern. You create a deck, whichever book that you're reading, its name, and then you just add, and then you select which type of card that you're entering. We have only made the verb. Now we're gonna also see the noun the note type. We're gonna create that so that you can just copy the code. Okay. So we're gonna go back into tools, and then we're gonna go to manage note types. Here we're gonna add a new one. Let me just delete this tutorial one. So I'm also clear about this. That's it. You create a new one, and then you write a basic one, add a basic one. So you add this basic one, uh, and you can name it Arabic nouns, or just Arabic nouns is fine. Arabic nouns, that is what I kept it. And then, don't write tutorial, obviously. You just create this note type. Are you following along? You just hover over it, and then you click on the fields, just like we did it on the Arabic verbs. So what you would see is something like this. Now, these are my fields that I've created. You can have different, but these are the most optimal for learning Arabic, what I found and what I've been using. So just create these fields. Singular word, which is the singular word of a singular noun. And then just make sure that they are in these order, because that is how they would show up when you would be adding the card. The picture field would be in the last, and the audio above that, and then singular word at the top. So the singular word is basically the mufrad, the singular word, and then there's the first plural and the second plural. So basically, Arabic has three things. It has the singular word, and then it has actually the dual word, which makes it a very distinct language, because many languages do not have a dual. They only have a singular and they have a plural. So Arabic has a plural, has a dual, but I've not put in a dual field here, a field here, because duals are very easy to make in Arabic. You just add alif and noon at the end. For example, Hatif is your phone. Hatif is what's a phone called in Arabic. So Hatifani is two phones. And then, for example, Hiza is radio. So Hiza Ani is two radios. And then, for example, you have Daw, which is light, and Dawani is two lights. So Maktab is what, it's your library, and Maktabani is two. And then so on and on. Satar is your, what do you call it? These in Urdu or in English, your blinds, and then Satrani is two blinds. And then Samani, and all of that. It's just one and Alif and Noon at the end. So I've not made it's easy to make that. So I've not put a dual thing, a dual option field here. I've just put the first plural and the second plural. Now, what does that mean? So basically, Arabic has the problem with Arabic is that it has a varying range of plurals. So, for example, um, the word hafid, which means a grandson, it has two types of plurals, and that is the case with many Arabic nouns. So its two types are ahfad and hufada. So these are two types of plurals. There can also be three or four types of plurals for a single word. They basically mean the same thing, but they're just, Arabics are very profound and very, vast with their words, because they had to use it for poetry, and they had to, balance the meter of the poem. So they needed to come up with a lot of words. And Arabic is one of the most expansive languages, because it has millions of Arabic dictionary lexicons. So dictionary items. So, Hafid, Ahfad, and Hufada are the, two plurals of the word Hafid, which is grandson. So, I've just, for my own sake and for the ease, I've only put two types of plurals. So you just write singular. And why have I written singular here again? Because the singular here, I have only put it when usually what I also did with Anki was that I would, in the first field where the singular word would be showing at the front of the card, I put it without Arab. So I also challenged myself in that way, which also helped me a lot, which was that I did not put the Arab for the verbs or for the nouns at the front of the card with the Arab. I would put them without the Arab. And when it would show me the answer on the back of the card, I put that word again. For this noun, I put that word again with the Arab. So you can do this. You can also avoid this. Do not write singular here. You can, write it with Arab. It's your choice. I just challenge myself a little more so that I get more used to reading without the Arab. So I wrote singular here again, and it was with the Arab. And then on its just beside it, I put the first plural, and then beside it, I put the second plural. So just make this and then the meaning and then the Arabic sentence and then the audio and then the picture. So basically picture is something that I also added after a long time. I was only using audios, but people also told me that you get a lot of retention with associating meaning with picture. So basically that is how we acquire language. Basically that's how because we're not speaking as children and we're not um, we associate meanings with what we see. That's why we have we have eyes and ears. So we associate meaning with picture, with what we see and what we hear. So I added an audio and also I added a picture. So you can add it. Just do the reverse again, reverse take direction for every one of this. Click it for every one of this, except for the audio and the picture one. Do not click the reverse text direction for those, but do it for all of the others. And just click save. Once that's done, your fields are made. Now you just have to assign these fields either to the front of the card or the back of the card. That the basically what we did for the verbs. So now I think you would have an idea how Anki basically works. Now you just close the note type, and you go back. No, you do not close the note type. You just remain in the note type, and then you click. You stay on the note type that you made for the Arabic nouns, and then you click fields. Oh, sorry, not fields. You click the cards, which is the design of the card. Now, this is the haunting code of the front of the card for the noun. It shows the singular word and then space and then Arabic sentence for the word and then the picture. So the picture, I put the picture at the front of the card, obviously, because I needed to associate that meaning with the picture. So that is what I did. This is the code that I wrote for you know, the front of the card. I'm going to send it to you in the chat box. I've sent it to you in the chat box. Just copy it, and once it's done, just tell me I'm not reading your messages. I just check the text box, and there's so many messages. I just if you're able to speak, just tell that you've done it. All those watching, you can basically just take a screenshot of this and then copy it in your Anki, this template. Basically, you copy it in the front template. Just put it here, just copy it, and then this would show up. But make sure the fields that you put, they have the same upper lower case and the same punctuation, not punctuation, but same correct spellings. So for example, if I wrote a small s there, and I write I wrote small s here, and I write a larger s here, so it's not going to show up. It needs to be the same. So here now it shows up. Is it showing up for you?
It is, yes. I
Okay.
got it.
Now for the back template, this is the back template. So basically what I just told you about in the field types, this is the singular word, this is the first plural, and this is the second plural. So what I did also for the Arabic sentence was that I usually also did not write that sentence in with the Arab. Mostly I did used to write it without the Arab. But it's your choice. You can also write it with the Arab, but you can gradually progress, gradually leave writing the Arab. So your front of the card would show the singular word, the Arabic sentence, and then the picture. And then your back of the card would show the singular word again with the Arab, and then the first plural, and then the second plural, and basically the meaning, and then the audio. All of this with the space and the line, which is showing that it's below the, the below is the back. So you just copy this code again, take a screenshot, copy this code, and put it and paste it in the back template in this box. So I'm sending it to you. Just put it. Already done. Are you already done with it? Okay, you're done. So it would show up like this. If any problem comes up, just talk about it. I'm just gonna assume that you're doing it. Just make a thumbs up if it's done. So that is done. This is now basically your Arabic nouns made. You had made a verb note type. Now you've made the noun note type. Now you just save it and then you close it. You basically close also. You also close this, and now we're gonna go back to our deck. We only have, because you're new, you only have one deck. It can be example deck just for trying it out, or it can be a book that you read it. We have discussed in the beginning. We click it and then we add. So now we have basically this. It would show up, and then what you can do is select the note type. Okay, so Tilha is basically reading a book, and he was writing the Arabic verbs, and he was putting them in his register or his Excel sheets, and now he's trying to copy those words onto his Anki to learn them. So now, but he now is wants to put in a noun. So he's gonna select a note type, which is the nouns that he made, depending on what he's trying to put. He was putting the Arabic verbs. Now he's putting the nouns. So he's going to select the nouns. And then the deck is your one deck, which is Qasr Nabiyeen. And then this is going to show up. Is it showing up for you?
Yep, it is.
Yeah. So you have your singular word. It's going to start from right to left. Then you have your singular word again with the Arab in the first plural and the second plural. That is what I used to do. Right. This is your singular plural, and then I used to put a line to make it distinct that it is second plural. The first plural is the first plural, and then put a line, and then the third plural. Just do that. Even for the conjugation, just put a line, and then make it neat and easy to understand. And then you have the meaning, and then you have the Arabic sentence, which is going to show at the front, and then you have the audio, and you have the picture, which you can obviously just put any picture. This is a bag. This is a what do you call acid in Arabic? I think it was foud or something. Yeah, I've forgotten. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. You add a picture like this, and this is your basically card made. This is your Arabic noun. The note type and the card made. You just read, and whatever deck you're doing, just select that deck, add a card, select the note type, whether you're trying to add a verb or whether you're trying to add a noun, and just do it. So that's pretty much it. It's not difficult at all. You just close it. Now now we are only left with the letter one. Now I'm just going to quickly show you the letter note type, because that is the only one that I've made besides these two. So you just go back to the note type, manage note type, and then you add a basic one, and then you add letters, you add tutorial. What is my spelling? Tutorial. You just add this, and then you have the letters tutorial, which is basically the huruf, which are means amil. Yeah, not amil, but you have these huruf, which is talama, or for example, why have I forgotten the letters? So you have these letters, okay, you have inna, anna, lakinna, or all of these letters. So you just get used to these letters with time. Talama, which means as long as all of these letters are stored here. So you would recognize the letters when you would be learning and reading Arabic. They are connectors basically. For example, with is a connector in English, or for is a connector. So li is, for example, a harf in Arabic, a letter, which can mean a lot of things, but one of the things that it means is that to associate something with someone. The al kalamu li Ahmed, meaning the kalam is Ahmed or something like that. So you basically create the fields again, and something like this would show up, which is this. You can write the name Arabic letters and then just, simply put these fields: letter, meaning, Arabic sentence, and audio. Just put the reverse text direction for the first three and leave it for the fourth one. Is it done?
Yes.
Just just save it and then, hover over it and then click the cards, and then this is the front of your card. So basically this is the front of your card for the letter note type. You just copy it, take a screenshot, just copy it, and then put it here. um, Put it here, and I've sent it to you in the chat. And then the back is the same. The back is the same. Now it shows the meaning of the letter and then the audio. So you have the letter, you have the Arabic sentence for the letter to, to give you an example of how the letter is used in that sentence, and then the meaning and then the audio. So that's pretty much it. The audio and the meaning are at the back. Just copy this. It would exactly show you the way it shows for me. And then just save it. Just click save, the save button, and come back. So that is it. Now you are done with the letter note type. So for example, now Talha is learning, is reading Qasan Nabiyyin, and now he comes across a letter, which is, how does Qasan Nabiyyin start? قبل زمان طويل طويل, something like that. رجل في قرية, something like that. Fi. For example, Fi is a letter that you come across in the first two lines of Qasan Nabiyyin by Abu Hasan al-Nadwi. So Fi is a letter. Now you come across the word Fi, the letter Fi, and you do not know its meaning. So what you do is you write in your dictionary. What you do is that you write it. You basically come here and select the note type of Arabic letters, and then the deck, which is Qasan Nabiyyin, or any book that you're reading, or any deck that you've made, and then you come here and then you've read the word Fi, the letter Fi. You look it up and then you write it in your register or you write it in your Excel sheets, and then you copy it here, which is Fi. It means inside, and then you write the sentence. You can find example sentences on Al-Ma'ani, which is an Arabic dictionary, which also has its English one and Urdu one. Just copy the sentence here. It would give example sentence once you search for it, and then just put an audio for your own sake, because listening to a sentence being recited. So basically, this audio is for the sentence. It's not for the word. So I added audios for this me reciting those sentences. Oh, sorry, reading those sentences. So that was audio for it, because I did not used to write my sentences with Arab. So the purpose of the audio was, at the back of the card, was to check whether I had gotten the Arab correct. I used to, when I see the front of the card, I used to read the sentence, and if it was correct, I used to match it with the back of the card which had the audio. So this is pretty much it. That's how you set up Anki. This is basically setting up the cards. Just some more things. So as you gradually read, you do not need to make all of these decks that I've made. Some of these are pre-made decks, which is Arabic sentence. This is basically a deck which was made by a Palestinian, which I found on Reddit, and it had almost 10,000 words, 10,000 cards. I just started studying because it did not have Arab, and it had, just for informal sentences, and it was a little challenging. So that is why I downloaded it. And Arabic Baina Yadayk, which is basically a book to learn Arabic. I also downloaded this one from the communities, and then the rest are mine, with the exception of the Medina book. This is also fine. This is what I also found online. The rest are completely mine. The lecture series, the Qasan, all of these are mine. So basically, I made all of these. Now you can also make more than one decks, but they're basically the same thing. You make a Sinabeen, you can make another deck with the name of Qira'a Tur Rashida, which is also another storybook for children learning Arabic. And then, just create this deck, and then you click it and then add
just the same way, whether you're wanting to add whether you want to add um whether you want to add whether you want to add a letter, or whether you want to add a noun, or whether you want to add a verb. You just select the node type and then you select the deck. It can be Kiratu Rashda or it can be Kasan Nabeen, and you just make the you know the verb or the card. So that is pretty much Anki. Um, that's how I put it in settings. This is the type of cards that I've made. You can obviously play around with it. You can also add two sentences if you wish. I only add one. That's pretty much it. That is the setup of Anki. I hope that made sense. I would be answering any questions that you might have in the comment sections, um, and trying my best to explain things. I also happen to talk about Arabic on my Instagram channel, which is Bird of Laments. You can message me, text me there, and I would try my best to answer your questions related to Anki or any of that. So this is basically Anki. Just some things. Oh, I forgot about the add-ons. Just quickly about the add-ons, which you see here. This is just quickly about the add-ons. What you see here is an add-on. This heat map, which is basically showing you your track, basically your what you've learned and how many days you learned. So I want you to download two add-ons. You just go to the tools and then you click on add-ons. Now this would come up. I would tell you to download the you remember I was talking about the range of buttons that Anki has. For you, probably it's showing up easy, hard, pass, and another one. One of that, another one. So you have four options, but that is very confusing and that messes up with the settings of the Anki. So you need to remove those buttons and just keep two buttons. So you click the button get add-ons. So you click this button and then it asks you for a code. Now what you need to do is you need to click browse add-ons. So it would take you to a web page. Now you're on a web page, which is this. When you click that, now you just click pass and fail button. You type it in. No, you don't type it in. What you basically do is not even, you don't even need to click on browse add-ons. Just go to Google. Just open up the prompt. Uh, just keep this prompt open up where you need to put the code, and then just go to Google. Which is here, and then just search the pass. What is happening? Just click on the pass and fail. Just write this pass and fail Anki add-on. So this is pass fail to remove the easy and hard buttons. So remove this easy and hard buttons because they're a pain and they mess up your settings. And then this page would open up. Just make sure this is exactly this one, and then just scroll down, and this is what it would show you when you would add this add-on. It would remove the four buttons and just make it easier for you and would not mess up the settings whichever button you press. You just have to worry about whether you know the word or you do not know the word. If you do not know it, you click the fail button, and if you know the word, you just click the pass button. I would just show you how I study the card in a minute, but you just copy this code. You just copy this code, okay, and then you go back to your Anki. You go back to your Anki, and then you go back to your Anki and put the code here. Are you following along? Hello? Are you following along? Done. Okay. So basically you put the code here and then you click OK, and then it would add the code. Why did I do this? It downloaded the code. Download the button again. I don't know what's going to happen now. So you basically do that. and it's gonna add it once you close Anki and then open it up again. Then it's gonna add that set in that add-on. And unless you do not close Anki, it's not gonna show up. You need to restart Anki once. But before that, just download another add-on, which is the review heat map. So you click the get add-ons and then go to Google again, and then you search you go to Google and then you search review. What is it? You click review heat map. What is it? Heat map. Anki add-on. You just search that and you click the first page. Hopefully it's this one. And it shows up. Make sure it's this one. Go down and just click and just copy this code and put it in Anki and uh, put it inside Anki and just click OK, and then it would show you a prompt and it will ask you to restart Anki and it would add on its own. So basically, these are the two add-ons. I have some others which are for I would discuss another day in another video, which is, have you ever seen uh, you know, uh, those diagrams, for example, when the diagrams are labeled, right? So you have a sticker sort of on top of that label. So you guess it and then you remove the label, basically. So the image occlusion is basically that. So you manually add a sticker on top of the diagrams that you found, and once you click the show in the when you're studying the card, it removes that sticker. So this is a lengthy thing. It requires some time to set it up, which I would not do right now, but basically these are the basics, the basic cards that I want to tell you how to make. Once you learn them, you can all easily make these cards on your own. So basically that is it. You restart your Anki and then it's done. This review heat map would show up, and what else? What was the first add-on? The pass and the fail button. Now this is a tutorial of me studying my Anki, and this is how it would show up. For example, this is the word IBA showing up for me, and do not worry about this. So basically, I've added another add-on, which is a timer. It gives me only 3 seconds to quickly get the meaning of the word. I basically did this because I wanted to, make myself, not think in any other language but Arabic. So just quickly, not translate it, just quickly get to the meaning of the word. So I added this 3 second timer. It gives a beep and then it, shows the answer after that. So basically, this is the meaning, the word Iba, which is, someone who is known for his, honor and um, his greatness. So basically, Iba is greatness. So this is how it shows Iba, the word. This is a noun. Then this is the sentence, and it has the Arab. And then this is the verb, a word with the Arab. Now you can see I have not removed the Arab here. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I just need to get things done quickly. And this is the meaning of the word. And this does not have any plurals, so it is not showing that. If there would be plurals, it would show. So this is the audio. It has automatically played once it shows the answer, but it would not for you because you don't have the timer. And this is the buttons. This is the buttons. Here you can see below. It shows fail and pass. So if you gotten it correct, you just click pass. And if you gotten it fail, if you failed, then you click the fail button. You don't need to worry about the four crazy buttons that mess up your Anki settings if you click easy, and it pushes your card way into the future, and you don't even know whether you need to do it again because it's gone in the future. So it sort of distances you to not hurt your ego. So from the card. So basically, you click pass, and then damusa, which means to be polite and have a very polite personality, basically, an easygoing person. So this is the word, and this is a word. This is a noun, basically. Damusa is a noun, and yadmusu would be uh, the the present form of the verb, and this is the sentence, and this is the. I've only written the two forms, the conjugations. You can also write more conjugations if you want, and then this is the meaning of the word, and this is the audio. So you click pass or fail, and this is how basically. So that is it. This is probably um, enough for a person that is starting on Anki. and I hope this was helpful. Again, I would answer any questions that you want in the chat, in the comments of this video, and also on my Instagram. I would try to make a blog post with the code, but it would be better if you take the screenshots and just copy the code in your Anki. And just don't be overwhelmed by this. It's going to take time to understand Anki, but this would, greatly, immensely help you. So I thank you all for watching and bearing with this. I know this is a longer video, but it needed to be that way. And thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.